The only player ever to have won Clash of Clans. The only player ever to have successfully destroyed a gem box. That's right, none other than Peter $17. Is he returning to Clash of Clans? Will lightning on the gem box ride one more time? Let's find out in today's episode. What is going on? Welcome and thank you for stopping by, fellow fans of Clash of Clans. That's right, today, a little bit of history about Peter $17, and then we'll talk about the future. Is it possible that this once legendary player of Clash of Clans will return? He's got thousands and thousands of results on Google search, and if you go to the Supercell forums, there are dozens and dozens of pages discussing Peter $17, his actions, his history, and his questionable tactics. So let's step back a little bit and talk about where Peter $17 came from. Well, okay, actually, nobody really knows for sure where Peter $17 came from, but he feels like he's always been around. He is definitely part of our family, and he started his own Peter $17 awesome family, his clan that he ran for quite a while back in the day. And yes, he did have allegedly this footage in a video that he released of the first ever player to successfully destroy a gem box in Clash of Clans. Now, this video did receive millions and millions of views, but was questioned by many as to its accuracy. Much like a UFO video, many had other explanations for what happened to this gem box attacked by a fellow clan member of Peter's named Melu1. Now, was the gem box destroyed in the live game? It appears so, but we can't see the right side of the screen, and it turns out this is pretty much what launched Peter $17's brief but rapid rise to success in YouTube. That, along with his, well, this was a clip from the winning of Clash of Clans where Peter does defeat a Galadon base, and the video ends up with over 13 million views. But also notice the dislikes, 20,000. Yeah, Peter $17's name definitely infamous. Now, of course, we all need to remember that Peter, unfortunately, he's a really nice guy, but he kind of has an attitude, and I've done my best to adjust that attitude by playing some pranks on him, mostly around April 1st. So, for instance, this quote-unquote victory took place in the developer build, and Peter thought he was playing in the actual game. So when it came down to it, Peter was, indeed, in his mind, the first player to ever cross 5,000 trophies. This was back in the days of Town Hall 10. And yes, Peter, in his rise to success, the most famous person he knew, also managed to land a gem box in the center of his base and 2 different Christmas trees on his Town Hall 9. He had lots of followers. In game, he's got players that are creating base designs naming Peter $17. Outside of the game, all sorts of fan art is being created. Players that are dedicated to the Peter $17 lifestyle, the Peter $17 way of life, the Peter $17 awesome clans. And, well, not all of his fans were friendly. Some of them were a little bit, well, let's just say that Peter had to seek out restraining orders more than once to make sure that he was safe. Now, he also created his own logo, the Love Gembox logo, and amongst his clans, he created an unprecedented set of 100 rules, including the famous Rule 39, which said that you could be kicked from the clan at any point for any reason or no reason at all. Now, Peter's YouTube channel had humble beginnings, but grew over time, as did his fan base, and soon, players were demanding to see Peter $17 in person. Now, Peter has always been notoriously camera shy, but there was one incident in Helsinki where Peter managed to sneak into a Supercell event. He tried to fit in, he brought a player jersey and everything, but he was promptly escorted by security out of the building. And then this, perhaps the rarest image we have right here from October 2015 during a live stream in Japan of all places at the 2015 Tokyo Game Show. Is this the Peter $17 face reveal that everybody wanted? Nobody knows for sure because he slipped out the back door before security was able to apprehend him. Now, Peter goes back to making videos, and this is about where the story turns sour for Peter $17. No sooner does he hit 100,000 subscribers then YouTube announces it's removing spam accounts, and Peter drops back down to about 90,000 subscribers and never comes back. And then, in a 1-2 gut punch, Peter's Gembox base, that's right, Supercell announces the Shovel of Obstacles, and suddenly, the base that took Peter $17 years, literally years to create, is now something that anyone could replicate for only a few gems. And it's at that point that Peter disappears from YouTube, from Clash of Clans, from Clash Royale, and apparently hides out here. So this was one of the last tweets that Peter dropped before he disappeared. He offered to come back at one point, fell about 999,000 retweets short of that comeback, and his base sat. Now, of course, Peter, if we look back at some of his achievements, it was pretty impressive. Okay, Peter was able to find and attack a base that had 6 gem boxes. And not only did this base have 6 gem boxes, but, and it's a big but, Peter was able to destroy most of the gem boxes. Now, Peter's attacking skill is obviously somewhat questionable, his priorities ill-advised, but his bravado unparalleled. That's right, Peter $17 always out there setting new records, doing things that no one else could or would do. And okay, so I sort of did mess with Peter $17 just a little bit here and there. He was a good sport about it most of the time. This would be another April 1st. Yes, that's right, another developer build attack where Peter thought he was actually in the game, and he wasn't. No, he was not able to destroy gem boxes. No, you can't destroy gem boxes, but technically Peter did. He did, and we'll see that in just a moment. So, you know, maybe I did kind of, in essence, create a monster by doing these things to Peter $17, but hey, they weren't unprovoked, okay? Peter definitely started it, okay? If you go back, you'll find he removed my oldest Christmas tree, my only oldest Christmas tree from my account. He also, at least once, if not twice, dropped my account from its trophy best down to 0 trophies. So Peter can be a bit of a tyrant, but if you take his actions with a grain of salt, if you just kind of enjoy it, he can be kind of funny. I mean, even the players who were kicked under Rule 39 in his clans probably, I don't know, maybe saw the humor in it. It's hard to say, but it was always a great effort by people to become members of his clans, and at one point he actually required everyone in his clan to have their name end in something dollars, just like him. I mean, yeah, so Peter, he's a unique character. Here again is one of the most unique attacks you'll ever see as barbarians target and then destroy a gem box. And if you'll notice, he did not even receive any gems for destroying the gem box. So a player that coveted his own gem box so extremely and then goes out and attempts to destroy others' gem boxes and apparently has some success with specifically lightning spells. Lightning spells on gem boxes seem to kind of have been Peter $17's thing. So he goes out, he destroys several gem boxes. This was, of course, like April 1st. I think it was probably 2016, maybe 2017. I don't know. He's kind of been gone from the game for a couple of years, but he was on a rampage. He really was. He was out going after player with all sorts of different units, showing what he said was attack strategies for destroying gem boxes. He could do it with a barbarian. He actually could do it with goblins, who of course target resources. And then Peter allegedly was the one who created the sneaky archer. You know the sneaky archer from the builder base, right? Peter claims this was the very first sneaky archer in the game right here. She was technically invisible because she was hiding behind the tree. And again, she manages to destroy a gem box. So Peter also goes out and drops lightning on gem boxes. But then what gets really strange is after Peter successfully went out and destroyed gem boxes of many different players, he returns to his own home village, and what does he find? None other than his Christmas tree gem box base has now spawned multiple gem boxes. There are multiple gem boxes in his village, and it gets crazier, you guys. You ready for this? The multiple gem boxes can be moved. All right, so this was before the days of the Shovel of Obstacles. Peter $17 starts to pick up his gem boxes and rearrange them. That's right, watch as they move. For the first time in the game, Peter, not using a shovel, he just clicked on it and it moved. Nobody's still quite sure. Okay, again, developer build, poor Peter, I know. We feel kind of bad for him, but, we had to do this to him. He was too focused, and, you can't covet anything too extremely because it's just not good for you. All right, so then he goes and he takes his 6 gem boxes and he builds the 6 gem box Christmas tree base, which he claims is going to be the most incredible, perfect base of all time. Now, he gets this base created as a Town Hall 9, mind you. Of course, now Peter is a Town Hall 11. I'm still not exactly sure how that happened, but here it is. We watch in fast forward as he creates the ultimate 6 gem box base, which obviously no other player has ever achieved, so we can at least give him that, right? And this is where, well, things get a little bit more unfortunate for Peter. Now, we all know that you can't move gem boxes, at least you couldn't back then, and suddenly, out of the blue, Peter loses connection with the game. So he thinks, he probably had a Wi-Fi issue or something like that. Well, unfortunately for Peter, as he goes to restart his game, he receives good news, bad news. The good news is, Peter, again, you have won Clash of Clans. The bad news, you've been banned. And so Peter, this was not the first time. I believe Peter got banned at least twice. I believe this was the second time he won the game. And it was a lot of fun to mess around with Peter. But here's the thing, all right? Here's the last thing that happened to Peter after this multiple gem box ban. One more April 1st, we made another video with Peter. Now, this video was shortly before Peter's departure from the game. He was gifted with the Gem Superbox 3000. That's right, for another April 1st, Peter receives the Gem Superbox 3000. It costs 1 million elixir to remove, and it is absolutely massive. You'll notice that it was actually a true gem box. It was actually a true object in the game. Well, in the developer build, but Peter didn't know that. And it's exactly the same size as his Town Hall 9. And regrettably for Peter, unlike his other gem boxes, it could not be moved. So Peter, deciding that he couldn't move it, he thought, well, he's going to leave it there. But I managed to get Peter to click on the remove button just to see how long it would take, because normal obstacles just take a few seconds. Well, yes, Peter's obstacle took a year. A year or 100,000 gems. So Peter could have gemmed it to completion for only 100k gems. Instead, unfortunately, this was the beginning of the end. You'll notice that he was not able to click the cancel button. And, well, Peter did become a little bit discouraged. So now, fast forward to present day, and we take a look at Peter's base as it stands today. He did attempt to make 1 or 2 comebacks briefly. He did upgrade to Town Hall 11, I believe immediately from Town Hall 9. Typical Peter behavior. But, okay, so we're going to make it up to Peter, and I'm going to see if I can't get Peter to play Clash of Clans one more time. All right, so we're going to give him an invitation to my 5v5 clan to join Just Galadon and battle in clan wars. And how are we going to lure Peter back? Of course, with gems. Well, get ready. I have just begun. It's going to get crazy. Now, you can help. Like this video, subscribe to Peter's YouTube channel, follow him on Twitter, and perhaps he will come back. All right, maybe even we could get Peter to 100,000 subs and get him that plaque to hang in his bathroom. Either way, thank you guys for hanging out all the way to the end of the episode. Let me know down in the comments if you are a dolly. Get out there, make the best of the rest of your day, and I hope to see all of you back here again tomorrow for more full Gembox attacks.
Galadon, were you talking about me? Well, I thought I heard my name.
Maybe just a little bit, Peter.
What is it, Galadon?
We've got something planned for you.
Well, tell me what it is, Galadon.
It's a surprise, Peter. It's a surprise.
Oh, Peter likes surprises.